Some of my personal favorite moments from the show, they happen right here in a part of the studio that we like to call the home set. Each set has a nickname, I guess you could say, behind the scenes. And this one, early on, affectionately earned the title of home because it feels like that. It's where I get to talk with therapists, life coaches, psychologists, and all of our relationship contributors about personal development and also about strengthening really the most important thing for most of us, and that is our relationships. So it's where we learn together, it's where we grow together as women, wives, mothers, and friends, so we call it home. And we hope the conversation that happens right here at home uplift and brighten your home and the people inside it. So before we say goodbye to season 18, we want to look back at some of the best conversations that came out of these chairs. First up, there were words of encouragement that many of you needed to hear. Parenting contributor Heather Johnson spoke to the Nana who can't. Let's remember.
Thinking that if it isn't gifts, if it isn't extravagant, that it doesn't connect. But in all honesty, that doesn't connect as much as when we show love. As when a grandma and her granddaughter sit at a counter and she tells her the boy she likes in college, or she shares and learns a new bread recipe, or they hope and dream together while they're learning about how grandparents met. That will connect two people far more. And I know Disneyland is great, I know it is, but it will connect more than that, it will.
You barely made it out.
I know, quick,
hurry. Okay, we're gonna done.
That was a conversation that was sticky on the heart to the Nana who can't, whether it's I can't financially, I can't emotionally, I can't physically show up in the way I think I should. Heather punched home a beautiful list of reminders of all the ways grandmas really do matter and the meaningful ways they really can show up. So if you missed that one, that was a season 18 moment to for sure revisit and remember. Let's see, next it's a buzzword that we buzzed about. Studio 5 contributors helped us become more intentional. We love this word, so intentional wives, mothers, people, and friends. Let's watch it back.
And the minute we're like playing the game of not having choices, you can't be intentional. I want you to stop running from the victim and being the victim and start saying, I'm now in charge.
Not what somebody else values or what somebody else is telling you, but when you live within what you value, how do you want to be a friend? And if you're living that and you're being intentional about it, then you will feel satisfied with your friendship.
An intentional parent is also very willing to repair, which means they're willing to look at a space where there's been a disconnect of some sort, go back and replace it with connection, and take responsibility for their part in the disconnect.
Most men, they don't fret about the state of their marriage unless something's desperately wrong. But we as women, we tend to already understand that there needs to be an emphasis and a maintenance to marriage. So let's just do what we do best and care for marriage.
So good, right? So good. Another tier of favorite conversations always land on the lighter side, that girlfriend chatter that we crave, that we also hope to bring to you every weekday at 11, and get to know you conversations with women we admire top the list. We were lucky enough this season to catch up with and meet Dancing with the Stars pro Lindsay Arnold-Cusick, and she gave us sort of a peek behind the curtain.
I think one thing that people always ask, because it's like, you'll see it sometimes in packages of like playing up the stress and like, is it gonna happen? And I think sometimes people don't understand that like genuinely every single week is the celebrity starting from scratch, learning a new dance, and there are always moments of like, I don't think this is gonna happen.
This isn't gonna go.
I don't know how this is gonna work out, but then it always does, which is fun. Sometimes it's really good, and sometimes it's not as great, but it always happens, and I think that always surprises people to hear like, and to kind of like really put in perspective, like, oh my gosh, they're learning a brand new dance, and it's hard, and sometimes it's barely there. I mean, there'll be days where you're in dress rehearsal and your partner forgets their dance, and you're just like, okay, I guess we just gotta keep going.
She was a delight. You know what I loved about her? She was really real. I don't think this is a special like TV hosting skill or a specialized pulse I've developed over the years. I think you at home can sense this too when someone's really real. I think it speaks to how we view media these days, from YouTube to websites to Instagram. We know when someone is just being them, and I felt that. From Lindsay Arnold-Cusick, that was so much fun. Speaking of fun, one more, just for fun. This was when relationship contributor Dr. Matt Townsend and I sort of put our friendship to the TV test. We tried to read each other's minds, and well, let's just watch. 1, 2, 3, check.
Blue.
Oh.
Hold on, what'd you say?
I said checks.
Checks. I said blue. Okay.
1, 2, 3,
shirt. Let's do another one.
That's how it's done.
That was so. I looked at your eyes and said blue.
You said blue?
Yeah.
Oh, my eyes. And I looked at your shirt and said checks, but your shirt
See?
was checks and blue.
We're so shallow.
Okay, we
that
get
way.
another round. It's a simple word association. My kids like to play it. They saw it, I think, on the Dude Perfect app or the Dude Perfect YouTube. But gosh, we were impressed with ourselves in that moment. I think we got it in like 1 or 2. We played a couple rounds. I tell you, 18 years nearly of doing TV with that man, and we can pretty much read each other's minds. We are looking forward to more conversation just like that all next season. A reminder that season 19 starts on Monday here on Studio 5.